So, a quick review of what we learned. Number one, do y'all remember plug and play? Where you just plug these in. So some of you might even have this sheet, and I'm actually going to do numbers 1 and 3. So if you want to write this down, if you have makeup work, or you can go back and watch this video. This is actually some of your problems that you had on your sheet. But these are answer choices. So we plug these in. This is what you have to use, plug and play. This is an X and this is a Y, correct? They always go in alphabetical order. That's what an ordered pair looks like. So plug in this for Y and this for X. If it works, it's your answer. Okay, so I'm going to plug in the 4 for Y, bring down my greater than or equal to. That says 4 times X minus 5. So I would plug this in my calculator. What is 12 minus 5? Anybody? Is that 7? So is 4 bigger than or equal to 7? Is 4 bigger than 7? Is it equal to 7? No. So is that an answer choice? No. All right. Now let's try this one. Let's plug in 1 and 2. So my Y is 1 greater than 4 times 2 minus 5. What is 8 minus 5? 3. Is 1 bigger than or equal to 3? No, it's not. So that's not an answer. Then we'll go to C. Is 0 greater than or equal to 4 times 1 minus 5? Did I plug that in? No, sorry. I don't know. I think I was putting this 4 times 3 minus 5. Okay, so that was my Y. I plugged in 0, brought my greater than or equal to 4 times X, which was 4 times 3. I have no idea where I got, unless I got 1 from there, that's where it was. And then brought down my minus 5. Is 0 greater than or equal to, what is 12 minus 5 again? 7. Is 0 bigger than or equal to 7? No, it's smaller, it's way smaller, okay? So let's try the last one. It has to be it. So 1, plug in Y, 1 for Y, greater than or equal to 4 times 1 minus 5. What is 4 times 1 minus 5? Plug in your calculator. It's negative 1. Is 1 bigger than or equal to negative 1? It is. So that's why that would be my answer. Okay, that's the first thing that we did on, what day did we meet here, Friday? Yeah, it's been a month. All right, now we're going to graph, and today we're going to graph some more. Okay, so let's make sure we can graph these. Or do y'all still have this paper, or did we turn it in? We turned it in. Yeah, it looks like we should have turned it in. Okay, because I see how today's is a little bit different. Okay, this one, it says Y is less than this. So I'm going to graph it. Let's pretend for just a second it says this. So I'm going to go down 5, make my point. And then from there, I'm going to go up 3 and over 1. Now, it doesn't say equal though. Let me erase it. It doesn't say equal. It says less than. So we have to draw, is it a dotted or a solid line? Dotted. If it's the less than or the greater than sign, it's a dotted line. If it's got the equal to underneath, you'll draw a solid line. Okay? That's just our little rule. So it's just the less than sign, so I'm going to draw, as best as I can, a dotted line. Okay? Now, it says Y is less than that. Where are we less than that line? Yeah, so would you go up or would you go down to be less than? You would go down below it. So you shade on all these, okay? How do we feel? Okay? The rest of the worksheet, there's some you have to solve for Y. So you'll go through, and again, that's on the other video. You'll solve for Y. But that's your answer for that one. Okay. Now, let's move on to today's stuff. I have a paper I'll go through with y'all. All right, the first one I'm going to do is this. Okay, we have, this is multiple choice, but it says x is greater than or equal to 4. These are a little bit different, all right? We might have an x or a y, and nothing else. Like x is greater than or equal to -4. Y is less than 6, okay? Where there's no other information. So let's pretend it says x equals 4. Y'all, that you go up to 4 and you draw your line. Okay, do y'all remember these horizontal lines or vertical lines? If it says, you might not can see this good. If it says x equals, then it's going to be a vertical line. Okay, I don't know how I said it a second ago. But x equals is going to be a vertical line. If it's got just y equals a number, it's going to be a horizontal line. Okay, so x, and they've got the number 4. So I'm going to go over to 4 on my x-axis and draw a line through it. Since it's got the equal sign, is it a dotted or a solid line? It's got the equal sign, so is it dotted or solid? Solid. Okay, so I'm going to go, it says x is 4. So I'm going over to 4 on my x-axis and I'm drawing a solid line. That graph doesn't match. Okay, let's do this one. I would go over to 4. So far that one matches, right? This one I would go over to 4. That graph does not match. This one also does match though. Okay, so this is not it and A is not it. We needed a vertical line. Is everybody okay with that? Now, where are x's bigger than 4? So this one's what's weird. Normally we go up or down. But on this one, there is no going up or down. You have to go to the left or to the right. So where would your x values be bigger than 4?
To the right.
To the right, at numbers like 5, 6, 7. So it's going to be these. So that would be your answer. Okay? We're going to do one where it's not multiple choice. Okay, let's see. So x is going to be a vertical line. All right, let's look at this one. Oh, well, this one is multiple choice. We'll do one that it's not. Or actually, I'll just cover those up. Let me just cover up my answer choices. It says y is less than -2. Dotted or solid line? Dotted. Already know that. Okay, if you don't remember it, like try and look and write that down at first. Okay, let me make sure I do a dotted line because it doesn't have the equal sign. So y, and then our number, is it going to be a vertical or a horizontal line? A horizontal line. So I'm going to go to the number -2 on my y-axis. And he told me it's a dotted line. Here is -2. Does everybody see -2 on my y-axis?
Yes.
Right here. And I'm going to, let's see. Did I just do that? Yeah, okay. -2. All right. Now, where are we less than that? Do we go, this is kind of like Friday stuff. Do we go up or down?
Down.
Down. So from there, if I go down, that's going to be all of this right here. That is all my y values that are less than -2. That's what that says. All the y values that are less than -2. They start here and they go down. Dotted line. Okay, let's do another one. And if you look, you're not going to have multiple choice on your sheet today. But if you were looking to see which one that would be, oops, it would be B. Okay. All right, let's see another one. Hold on. That's number 1, 2. I need some more. Okay, let me find some more. Let's see. I'll do some of these in a second. Okay, let's do number 1 and 2, and then I'll move on and do a couple more. All right, so number 1, it says x is greater than or equal to -4. So is this going to be a horizontal line or a vertical line?
Vertical.
It is. Say you forget and you don't know. Like, I can't remember, okay? So I'm just going to read what it says. I'm going to go to -4 on my x-axis and draw a mark through it. If I go over 1, 2, 3, -4, that tells me right there, oh, I'm going to draw a vertical line. Okay, dotted or solid on this one? Solid. Okay, vertical line. Now we have to decide, normally it's up or down, but on this one, we have to go right or left. Where are we bigger than -4?
To the left.
Those are actually smaller. These are all bigger than -4. It's numbers like 10 and 9, 8, 7, all those are bigger than -4. That's our answer. Okay, let's look at y is less than 2. Is this one vertical or horizontal?
Horizontal.
I think it's horizontal, but let's say I forgot about it. I'm going to go to my y-axis, this is your y-axis, by the way, and go to the number 2. And when I make a mark on that one, it shows me I'm going to go this way. Okay, so is this a dotted or a solid line? It's less than, so it's a dotted. Okay. All right. Now, if we're less than that, do we go above it or below it?
Below.
Below it. So this is below it. All right. There we go. How are we on those? Okay. Now, I think we did a few on Friday that are like some of these others I'm about to do. Let me see if I'm supposed to do. Yeah, I'm going to do just pick a couple of these. Let's start with, I'll do number 5. Let me do number 5. Let me make sure that one's not on your paper. It's not. Okay. What's wrong with number 5? Let me put this beside it. How do I graph that one? Well, there's actually 2 ways. You could find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Do y'all want to do that, or do y'all want to solve for y? I've been just solving for y. Does anybody want to do the intercepts instead, or just solve for y? It's up to y'all. Any choice. Remember that to find the x-intercept, you would just say, okay, x is, and then you would divide. Oops. And then to find the y-intercept, you would just divide. Do y'all want to do that or no? Okay, we'll just solve for y. We'll just practice that way because that's what we've been doing. Okay, so to solve for y, I need to move my 3x. So I would subtract 3x. So I have 2y is greater than, and I have -3x plus 6. Is everybody okay with that? I just moved my 3x to the other side. It became negative. Okay, then what do I do to solve for y? It's not by itself yet. What do you do to solve for y? Anybody? Divide by 2. Divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. Everybody okay with that? So that cancels out. And I have -3/2 x. That's the same thing. Okay? And then what's 6 divided by 2? It's 3. So where's my starting point on my graph? Where do I go to? 3. I'm going to go up. 1, 2, 3. And from there, I'm going to use my slope, which says I go where? Where does that say I go? Down 3 over 2. Down 1, 2, 3 over 2. Now, when I draw my line through these points, is it going to be dotted or solid? Dotted. So I'm going to draw a dotted line. And then where do I shade? Above it or below it? It's got the greater than sign, so where's that? Above. So that means we would go up. If we're greater than, we go up. Oh, okay, I'll shade over here. And that's my answer. Okay? Do y'all remember doing this Friday? This a little bit? Okay, let me do another one. Okay, if I have I'm gonna do number 7. I'm not gonna give y'all all of these to do, but I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This one, how do I solve for y? What do I do? Same steps. What do I move first? The 3x. How do I move it over? Subtract it. Yeah, it'll become negative. We're just going to subtract that over. So I have negative 5y greater than negative 3x plus 6. Is everybody okay with that? Yes. Then what do? How do you get y by itself? Divide by negative 5. Okay, stop for just a second. I think I talked about this Friday, just once though. What happens when you divide by a negative and it's an inequality?
The sign changes.
Yeah, you have to flip that sign right there. Okay, that goes way back to, I don't know what chapter, 3 maybe. So y is less than, and that becomes 3/5 x minus, I'm going to make that a decimal. I don't know where to plot 6 over 5. Do y'all know where that is on here? I have no idea. So what I would do is just take my calculator and type in, hold on, it's doing something. Okay, 6 divided by 5, and it's 1.2. Do y'all know about where negative 1.2 is? Kinda. I mean, just close enough. If I go down 1.2, do y'all agree it's about maybe right there-ish, kinda? Yeah? Then, what do I do about my slope? That was the negative 1.2. Where do I go for my slope?
Up 3 or 5.
Yeah, up 3 over 5. So this will be weird, but just try your best. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are we okay with that? It's right under that point. It's close enough. Dotted or solid line?
Dotted.
Dotted line. And then we have to figure out, where do we shade? Above it or below it?
Above. What?
Less than, so I'm going to go down. And then that shows you what side of the graph to shade on. Okay, so we actually did all that Friday. Okay, and just the new problems are the horizontal or the vertical line. I'll write this over here to remind you. I have one more thing to show you though. If it's got the x, I'm just going to make this up. And then here's one with a y. Okay, if it's got the x, what type of line was it? It's a vertical line. And if it's got the y, it's a horizontal line. That's just a little notes for your worksheet, which you should actually be writing down. Okay. Last one. You'll have a couple of these on the back of your paper. Let me make sure I don't. Okay, yeah, I'll do these. Okay, this one right here. I like these. These are kind of just like, they're like little puzzles. Okay, they give you the graph, and what do we have to write? We have to write the inequality. Okay, so first of all, is this going to be a less than or a greater than sign? Did we shade above it or below it? Above it. So I have y is greater than whatever this line is. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
I have shaded above that line. Now let's figure that line out. Where's my starting point? It's not 1. What number are they at? This is kind of confusing. 2. Does everybody see that they're at 2? Because it goes 2, 4, 6, 8. Does everybody understand that that's number 2? They actually wrote it right here for you. So my last number is plus 2. Then how do you figure out where to go? What goes in front of your x? Your slope. How much did I go down? Down 2, because we're counting by 2s, and over how many? 2, 4, 6. Down 2 and over 6. Can we reduce that? What is 2 over 6?
1/3.
Yeah, you can put it in your calculator and it would tell you. So it's actually negative 1/3. X plus 2. That's your equation, or your inequality. Okay, it's like a little puzzle. You work backwards and figure it out. So you would start at 2, go down 1 and over 3. All right, let's do another one of those. Let's look at 21 on this paper. All right, this one, am I shading above it or below it?
Above it.
Above it. Yeah, if you're not sure, because don't think right and left on this. Think, okay, I went up, so it's greater than. All right, so y is greater than, and let's see, where is my starting point up here? It's at, what does this tell me it's at? 5, because they're counting again by 2, so that's kind of confusing. 2, 4, 5. So I'm up here at 5. Now what's my slope? They're going, this one's kind of weird, but it's down, I'm trying to think, I'll just go in the middle. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, and then one more is 9. Does everybody understand that I went down 9? Can y'all count that? That's 9. From here to here, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Does everybody see that? Maybe, I hope. So down 9 and over, we count by 2's again. 2, 3. Does everybody see? It's down 9 and over 3. What does that reduce to? What is negative 9 over 3?
1.
Or just 3, yeah. Negative 9 divided by 3 is a negative 3. I'm thinking on your paper, let me see, on your paper, I don't think it counted by 2's. Let me see. Did I do 1 or 2 of those? It did not count by 2's, so it won't be that hard on your paper, okay? It just counted by 1's. All right, do we need any more of those? Yes, no. Y'all are just ready for your paper. Okay. I will give you this paper.